Picture this. Christmas Eve morning, 6:30. The streets still wrapped in darkness. Your breath turning to mist as you hurry down the high street, coat buttoned tight, scarf pulled up against the cold. And there it is, the queue outside the butcher's shop. 50 people deep, every single one waiting for the same thing, the turkey ordered weeks ago. This wasn't just another morning. This was Christmas Eve in 1970s Britain. The one day when the entire country moved in unison. When shops shut early and stayed shut. When panic and tradition collided. And when every family followed the exact same ritual. If you lived through it, you know, this wasn't shopping. This was survival. And somehow, it was magic. The queue began before sunrise. By 7, the butcher's window was fogged with steam. Inside, rows of plucked turkeys hung from hooks, some enormous, some modest, every single one already claimed. You'd put your name down in November, paid a deposit, because if you didn't, there'd be no turkey. Chicken if you were lucky, nothing if you weren't. The butcher knew everyone, Mrs. Davies, Mr. Williams, the Johnsons. He greeted each customer by name, vanished into the back, then returned with your bird, wrapped in brown paper, ice cold, heavy as a toddler. Outside, people stamped frozen feet, rubbing hands together, breath rising in clouds. No one complained. This was Christmas Eve. This was tradition. Inside the shop, sawdust covered the floor. The smell of fresh meat mixed with coal smoke from the stove. The butcher stood in his striped apron, stained, tired, but cheerful. He'd been working since 4 in the morning, weighing birds, checking orders, making sure everyone got exactly what they'd paid for. By 9 o'clock, the last turkey was collected. The door locked. The high street fell silent. But the panic wasn't over, because once you had the turkey, you needed everything else. Bread, milk, butter, the things you'd forgotten. And the clock was ticking. Woolworths was the final stop. By 10, it was chaos. Families fighting over the last box of crackers. Children tugging sleeves, begging for one more selection box. The pick and mix counter mobbed. White paper bags stuffed with chocolate limes, cola bottles, sherbet lemons until they split. Last-minute gifts. Handkerchiefs for Grandad, talcum powder for Nan, a tin of Quality Street for your aunt. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive, just enough to show you'd remembered. The tills never stopped ringing. Coins clinked, notes were counted, and by midday, Woolworths shut its doors. Lights off, high street empty. Christmas had officially begun. The fear was real. Everything's shut. 3 words that haunted every household. Once the shops closed, they stayed closed. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, sometimes the 27th. People bought bread like they were preparing for a siege. 6 loaves, 8 loaves. Milk bottles lined up outside because the fridge couldn't hold them. Tins of everything, beans, soup, peas, just in case. Running out wasn't an option. No corner shop, no late-night garage. If you forgot something, you went without, or knocked on a neighbor's door and hoped they had spare condensed milk for the trifle. Back home, the real work began. The turkey, enormous, frozen solid, sitting in the bath. Because the fridge was tiny, a little white box barely big enough for milk and leftovers. So into the bath it went. Cold water running over it. Hours of waiting. Mum checked it constantly, pressing the skin, peering inside, worrying, because if it didn't defrost properly, Christmas dinner was ruined. There was no backup plan. The sprouts came next, mountains of them, hard, green, endless. You sat at the table for hours, peeling, trimming, cutting crosses in the bottom of each one. Mum said it helped them cook. You suspected it was punishment. But everyone helped on Christmas Eve. Then the trifle, the big glass bowl, sponge fingers soaked in cherry, tinned fruit cocktail, those unnaturally shiny red cherries, jelly wobbling as it set, custard made from bird's powder, cream from a tin, topped with hundreds and thousands bleeding color overnight. It looked incredible. It tasted like childhood. and it took up the fridge space the turkey should have had. By evening, the house smelled of preparation. Onions frying, butter melting, mince pies baking. Some men didn't make it home straight away. They'd pop to the pub. Early doors. 1 pint became 2, 2 became 4. The pub was packed. Decorations from years ago still hanging. Paper chains drooping. Tinsel sagging behind the bar. The landlord kept pouring. Ignored closing time. Because it was Christmas Eve. Some traditions mattered more than rules. Back home, the fancy drinks came out. Snowballs, Advocaat, Baby Shan with its little deer logo. Kids got lemonade, or if you were lucky, a tiny glass of something fizzy with a cherry floating inside, pretending to be grown up. The TV flickered. Carols from King's College on BBC One. When Once in Royal David's City began, the room fell quiet. This was the sound of Christmas starting. Later, a variety show. Safe, comforting, familiar. Mum wrapped presents. Dad circled tomorrow's TV listings in the Radio Times. The Queen's speech. Morecambe and Wise. The big film. The schedule was law. Bath time came late. The turkey finally out. Still slightly frozen, but close enough. The water was lukewarm. The immersion heater had run out. You were last. Clean pajamas waited on the bed. New ones. From Marks and Spencer. Too big. Stiff. Smelling of plastic wrapping. At the foot of the bed, a pillowcase. Pinned with a safety pin. Ready for Father Christmas. Downstairs, the ritual. A mince pie. A glass of cherry. A carrot for the reindeer. You knew. Of course you knew. But some traditions mattered. The bedroom was freezing. Ice on the inside of the window. Heavy blankets pulled tight. Somewhere downstairs, creaking floorboards. Whispers. The rustle of paper. Outside, the street was silent. No cars. Just orange streetlights and distant church bells. Cold walks to midnight mass. Damp wool coats. Candles flickering. Others stayed home. Fire glowing low. Tree lights twinkling. One last check of the turkey. One last sip of cherry. Then bed. Christmas Eve in 1970s Britain wasn't glamorous. It was cold, stressful, exhausting, but it was ours. A shared experience. A country moving together. And if you remember that butcher's queue, or the smell of Woolworths at Christmas, then this was your Christmas Eve too. It wasn't perfect, but we wouldn't change it for anything.